All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. The bonus to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. This is the brother Barak coming at you with another lesson that prays edifying and exhorting. And I just pretty much want to, give a quick example. In Daniel chapter 7, I believe, verse 21, that you see at the bottom of the screen, redacted. It says breaking. Trump just declared Arctic war over. Then it doesn't show, but it's going to say Greenland. And where else? The not the Gulf of Suez, the Panama Canal, okay, down there in South America, right? So, hey man, this is it's beautiful. So I didn't even know that redacted, was going live when I just clicked on YouTube, but I already got an article queued up, and just know some scriptures to go over it real quick. Nothing deep, nothing long, but yeah, redacted. They pretty much jump on it real quick. All right, so that's just the spirit. So that's a good little thumbnail to have, right? But now let's go ahead and get to the article. And this actually came out today. So you see it on the website, political.eu. It says Trump refuses to rule out using military force to take Greenland and Panama Canal. He quotes, "We need them for economic security," says the U.S. president-elect. And going down, let me see, I'll just read these real quick. It says U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on Tuesday refused to rule out invading Greenland or Panama when asked if the U.S. could use military force to acquire the Arctic island or the canal in a Central American country. So, everything, when it comes to war, location is very important. That's part of strategy. So, they pretty much, the U.S. is just pretty much trying to get, strategic locations for this third world war, which shows, man, we're in a time of war, man. It's obvious. The scriptures prophesied everything, but even when you look on the news to the average person, it's obvious to see, man, okay? It says, asked if he would rule out economic or military coercion to gain control of Greenland in the Panama Canal, Trump said, "I'm not going to commit to that. No, it might be that you'll have to do something." Which is, and there's always been war over these spots, especially the Panama Canal. It's a whole documentary, going to that, and they use that big for, trades. And, even what we're going to read in Daniel the 7th chapter is going to show you that those three little horns, man, it was a great war between them, which, America ended up getting the upper hand due to prophecy, right? But yeah, man, let's continue to go on. It says, "I can't assure you you're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two," Trump said in response to the question at a press conference. "But I can say this, we need them for economic security." Okay, so, Panama Canal going back to a huge trade route, getting things from, South America, and also, from the east, it's just a passage, and it's actually a man-made canal. Okay, that wasn't there. They made that. You could do the research and check that out. And there was something else. He said something about Denmark. Let me see. Because Denmark is the one that supposedly owned Greenland. It says Trump has. I'll just continue to read. Trump has reportedly expressed his desire for the U.S. to purchase Greenland. So that's normally what they try to do. They send in the economic hitman, and try to bind you up, with these what's the good word for it? Bond you up with these different like treaties, so to say, okay? And then ultimately, they if that don't work, they go say you're doing inhumane things to your people, or you have weapons of mass destruction. They go find their way into it. So he's telling you right now his desire for the U.S. to purchase Greenland. With what money? Ain't the U.S. in debt? You see? This shit is just a joke, but this is ultimately, the world stage, prophecy taking place. It said, describing the Danish territory and world's largest island as an absolutely necessity for American security. You see? So you're speaking about economics. Now he's saying American security, because ultimately a strategic, a landmark. Okay. I don't know if that land has any natural resources, or what does it produce. That'll be something else to look into. But hey, man, this is where we at with it. It says, "We need Greenland for national security purposes," he said Tuesday. "People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security." You see how this dude talking? He's talking very pompous, very stout. Okay. So he pretty much saying, hey, they should give it up. Well, we try to buy it. You know, they don't want to sell it. They need to give it up. They say, well, we don't even know if they really have any legal right to it. So you ought to see where this thing is going, man. We show you that tell you, man, that men are going to be carried off to these wars, man. A huge draft is coming, no matter what. When you look at what's taking place, a draft is coming. Let's see, Greenland, 60,000 population. Let me jump down. It says, as global powers seek to expand their reach and footprint in the Arctic, the mineral-rich island, okay, there it is right there, the mineral-rich island, you see, which hosts a U.S. military base, is coveted for strategic security and trade value. See, so it has a lot of minerals, and then the position that is in. Okay, let me see if we got any more. Matter of fact, I'll leave this in the description box. You know, you brothers check it out, which I know brothers already on it. But let's jump here to, get that precept in Daniel chapter 7, verse, let me see where I can start. I'll start at 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast. And the fourth beast is speaking about Rome. Okay, the ancient Roman Empire, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And what made him diverse from the others? Because they used the Senate, okay, which we can grab that in Maccabees in a second. But yeah, they pretty much had the Senate instead of the kingdom that was before it. They always had kings, you see, monarchs, one ruler, and then the son would come up and take the spot, so on and so forth, like that. But it also said it devoured and break in pieces and stamped the residue with his feet, because that's how Rome was doing, man. When you go into the wars with Rome versus Carthage, going into Hannibal, where they speak about those Punic wars, it was just prophecy, while Rome continued to stamp them, as it says, because this is a vision that Daniel was seeing. That's why Rome was moving the way that they was moving. They pretty much couldn't be stopped, and although they was suffering, well, it was Hannibal, going back to Carthage, that was suffering those Punic wars. But even when you go back into it, like Rome didn't even have a navy until one of those ships from Carthage wrecked, and then they pretty much reverse engineered it. You see, so that showed the Lord was really on their side because it's prophecy. Same thing with Alexander. That little horn, it tell you that he moved with Kohler. Okay, you see, and the Persian Empire was vast. But let's stick on topic. Verse 20. It says, because this jump around it's a heavy jump. Verse 20, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up. So the 10 horns is ultimately speaking about, because at that time Rome had vassal states. But now what? You see, you can only get this full understanding by going to the book of Revelation, because the book of Revelation goes deep into, the fourth beast, right? And then the revival of the fourth beast. It speaks about that the eighth was of the seventh, roughly paraphrase, and tells you, going through Revelation, the 17th chapter, okay, and even Revelation, the 13th chapter, that beast that had the wound but did live. You see, Revelation, the 20th chapter, after 1,000 years, they came back up. So when you continue to read on here, it says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. Now see that's a big jump all the way into those 3 that fell would be the Spanish, the French, and the British, what they call the American Wars. You'll do your history on that. You see, and pretty much America ended up getting their so-called independence. You see, after all these different wars here, it says, in a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. All right. So this is that little horn. Let me see. It says, which came up, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. Yep. So that little horn came up, and the 3 fell, which is the Spanish, the French, and the British, that had eyes in a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. So what we just read about what Trump just said, that's a stout look. In NLT, it says, in a mouth that was boasting arrogantly. Let's check this out. Let's get this word stout. Yeah, this is pretty much America, boasting over the whole world. Rob, great figuratively a power, captain, chief. So he's the chief ruler. This is that whore, which goes right back to Revelation, the 17th chapter. This is that whore that rideth upon the beast. You see? That fourth beast going back, and that beast is a conglomerate of nations, the NATO and the EU, right? In today's time, right? But, in the ancient Roman Empire, it was Rome ruling with those vassal states, you see, that they had up under them. Okay, what did I go to? Rob, let me go back and see what I clicked on. Okay, I went to the root word. Much, many, great, abounding in, more numerous than, abundant, enough, great, strong, greater than. He was greater than the Spanish, the French, the British. The Lord set up America. Why? Because the Lord is going to be the one to take this place down. You see? Because even when if you continue to, let me read 21. It says, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. You see? So that's America where that great persecution is going to come. America is what great slavery took place at. You see? And this is how you know it's America, because what? The Ancient of Days didn't send Yahushua to destroy the Roman Empire. Yahushua came during the time of the Roman Empire, but what? He was sacrificed, and he was resurrected as well, but he ascended back into the heavens. You see, verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Okay, so that's the time that we're coming into, which shows you that America is that little horn, right? So let's get one more precept I got on the dome based on the article. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 5. It says, yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. This is speaking by Esau Edom. Okay, the self-proclaimed white man. But what? Esau Edom, his true dominance, well, he got power over the world, but what he uses America. Okay? America is his military, that's that iron that's going and breaking these nations down. Okay? This is the whore that rideth upon the beast, that controls the beast. Okay? Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. You see, so that's what he's doing as we look at this article. He want to go into Greenland. He want the Panama Canal. He want to chip the people, right? And Trump is just a puppet, you see. But the Lord is in control of everything. So Lord willing, this be our year to get the hell up out of here. Going into the hopeful year of our deliverance and the downfall into the destruction of our enemies, starting with Esau Edom. Okay. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, right? And that thick clay goes into ibadia, okay, meaning heavy debt. Okay, ibadiat, wedge of pledges, heavy debts, exactly. Okay, so talking about he want to purchase Greenland. All right, you see, to take a pledge, give a pledge, to interchange. You see, so yeah, man, something down the pike is coming big. But it said, should not all these take up a parable, which links right up with Revelation 17. What? The beast shall hate the whore, man. All these nations is going to turn on Babylon the Great, man. They're going to turn on America. But before then, all this prophecy must come to pass. The chip is coming. A draft is coming. You can see, just look at the world stage. Look at what's going on. So yeah, man, I was just something after I read that article, Daniel, the 7th chapter came to mind, that little horn. So I had to, go back over that, get into that history. That's a lot of history, man, going into these kingdoms, What we read in the scripture, just a abridgment, giving us a rough synopsis, a summary. But, within each line, it's a lot of history in these things, right? So, yeah, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I pray you've been edified and exhorted. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone Real Well, whom I learned from. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.